That 4-color process print looks like crap. I can't even see it. Why don't people print 4-color process on black shirts? It's just as easy as putting a white plastisol underbase on it, right? Not so much, and here's why. Let's start with our underbase. Since we're going through a 305 mesh screen, can't use a just traditional white. So we are using a reduced down white with some fashion soft here. So it flows through that 305 mesh screen. One of the reasons why 4-color process is hard to print on a white plastisol underbase is because the inks are transparent, meaning they don't stick to it like an opaque ink would. That means we would have to flash between every single color in order to make it really stick. Those inks were meant to mix together wet on wet. So by flashing, it changes the way the inks work on press. Another question is what kind of white underbase do we do? Do we do just 1 plate or do we do 2 plates? Probably gonna have to do 2 plates on this because there's white in this design, and because it's going through a 305 mesh screen, that doesn't look that good. Let's get a second coat of white on there to make that pop a little bit more. We can also add a highlight white into the design, but again, that's not gonna be underneath those transparent 4-color process inks, so it's not gonna look that good. So we're a little bit brighter there. Let's flash it again. So now we're down to 2 flashes. Now let's try to print this wet on wet the way 4-color process was designed. Now the way plastisol holds ink is completely different than how cotton or fabric holds ink. That ink stays into the fabric, whereas plastisol allows it to pick back up. We do not see a crisp print. We see that ink starting to lift up after every color. And this is our highlight. So we see a very fibrous print. The color doesn't look bad, just not crisp like our other prints. So because we had difficulties with that wet on wet ink really sticking to that white underbase, let's actually try to print it and flash between every single color. So we're gonna start with our yellow, and then we're gonna flash it. That's 3 flashes. Now we'll go to our magenta. That's 4 flashes. Then we'll go to our cyan. 5 flashes, then our black. That's 6 flashes. Now we can do our highlight green. And there we have it. Gotta be honest, it doesn't look horrible, but it took 6 flashes. So unless we have an oval press, we're gonna be on press all day long. Still doesn't look bright. And when you compare it to our 4-color process on a white background, it doesn't look anything like that design. When we're comparing these prints, it looks completely different. The inks look washed out on the wet on wet because it's not allowing it to stick. You know, instead of the reds being red or nice bright, they're very dull or pink, even changing color or hue, and it looks fibrous because that ink is not staying down on the shirt, it's picking up. So I would say both of these prints would be something that you probably wouldn't want to sell to a customer. So printing 4-color process on black is out of the question, right? Well, maybe not, because in the next video, we're going to show you how you can use discharge or discharge white as an underbase to give it a more natural, bright result that could work for your customer. No.